Hello, everybody. It's finished pages time. It's the end of the month. I know technically tomorrow is at the end of the month, but I think because my books are getting a little higher than normal, so I'm really happy. I did finish the first two books in the Crescent City, and I did go to halfway through the third book, so we did talk about it on Monday night. I went after work to the Barnes and Noble. I had the book club. Yay, Michelle is here. So I did that. So we did that. We discussed the book. So I have the next book already for my Romantasy Club. It's the new Danielle Jensen book. Um, so the first one I want to show you is a PDF, but it's hanging up in my living room. My mother actually put it up and framed it. So this is the first one. This is a PDF from Nori Art. This is what do you call it? It's a PDF. It's for St. Patrick's Day. I got this off of our St. Patrick's Day set. So I did take a picture of it so you guys can see that I did this with markers, colored pencils, and gel pens. The coins I did in gel pens. The clouds and the teeth and the eyes I did in colored pencil. The fingernails I did in pencil too. So, there's certain times I do use the pencil. So this comes from Nori Art. This comes from her St. Patrick's Day set. So that's the St. Patrick's Day. It's hanging up. That's why it's not in the PDF. So that's the only time you ever see me do that is when something is hanging up. My mother decided to hang this up. Now, this one is, first of all, we're going to do all the PDFs, but I want to show you, I did finish one book, and then I bought another book last night, on Monday night when I went to the Barnes and Noble. Now, I've been trying to get this book because it's a bit pricey on Amazon. It's like about, I think, what was it? At one point, it was like almost $30 to get the book. So this is, I got it for about $8 on Barnes and Noble because it was in the discount section. So this is the Anne Stokes Mythical Collection. I did finish a coloring book this month, so and it wasn't in the top 10. So this is the Dragon, her Anne Stokes. I've always liked Anne Stokes' work. So she does a lot of dragons, if you guys are not familiar with her work. So I did finish something that wasn't a top 10 book, so I want to show you guys this book. I fell in love with it. I took a quick look at it. I kind of fell in love with this book a little bit when I saw it. I got this at Barnes & Noble for like $8. It was like in the discount section. The newsstand. You get in the Barnes & Noble that's by where I live. But in where the book club is, it's not that far. You know what I mean? It's only like a 20 to from my work, it's like a 10-15 minute bus ride. If you miss the bus, it's like another 45 minutes. So take that as you will. I'm always looking at my phone just in case I get called in to do work because this is a on-call job. So I keep seeing a variation of this, like different books have this in there. So I know it's finished pages, but I did want to show you this book. You guys know I do love my mermaids. So this book has a lot of good stuff in it. But if you try to get this on Amazon, it's more expensive. So see if you can try and get it for a little less priciness. Because I've never seen it for less than $30. So on Amazon. But now this book, I think, because it's not, it was like $8 on Barnes & Noble in the discount section. So sometimes I see something that I really like. I still haven't been to the Target in the Spectrum Center. That's where my book club is located. Well, the Barnes & Noble is located in the Spectrum Center, which is like a big mall over here. It's an outdoor mall, and it has a carousel. There's all kinds of things to do. They have an improv club. They have a theater there. So it's like one big giant mall there. And so if you go to Mission Viejo, they also have a mall there. But it's more like an indoor mall, so I really like this one. I like that. Sometimes we all need a little fantasy to help survive the reality. Someone asked me, would I keep this or not? I don't know if I would keep this if I haven't finished it. So I might if I like the way the art is coming along. So this has lots and lots of dragons, Michelle. And I do like Anne Stokes. Ever since I first saw her work in A Color in Heaven magazine a few years ago, I really do like her work. See, there she could do some nice stuff with this. She could make this like a different color and then make the background like a really nice color to just pop it. And then I saw that Kate had done some beautiful paintings though. Isn't this a really nice book? I paid like $8 for it plus tax, so it was $8 plus tax because I also bought it with one of the books for the club that we'll be reading in the future. So, you know, sometimes you get these books and they've been around for a long time. Like I have a 30th anniversary edition of a 30th hardcover edition of Outlander, but I just love the gold foil in that book and everything about that. You know, Outlander is one of my favorite books of all time. You know, I still love Clan of the Cave Bear. I still, you know, that was like one of the first books I ever read. I'm a big fan of the book. See, and then you get this wolf picture. I see this and I think Game of Thrones. See, I love the unicorn. Then you get the last page in that book. This is just a beautiful, you know what I mean? This is just a really pretty book in general. So now we'll get to the pages. So this one is, I think this one is Forest of Love. I use markers basically on this one. On most of the PDFs, I'll use markers. So, and this comes from Forest of Love by Fantasy Art Media. This next one is Gorgeous Florist Grayscale Woman. This also comes from Fantasy Art Media. I have a thing where I have like, I think I have like almost 300 plus PDF books. The reason why I started buying PDF books is because to save myself some room. So when I ran out of actually my sheets this month because I was cleaning up the room a little bit and I had like a huge stack of PDFs that were untouched, so I decided to put them in some binder sheets to make it a lot more easy. Now this one, a lot of you fell in love with this one. This is Gorgeous Cottages, Volume 1. At the time it was the only one, and she came out with a second set. So this one is from Nori Art Coloring. She sells PDFs. A bit of a note, she does human art and she uses some computer software to help her finish her books. So she does a lot of them. This is the Gorgeous Cottage one. So this one I use my Copics, my budget-friendly markers, some pencils in it. So this one took a little bit of different medias to do it. This is a PDF from her Patreon, from Hannah Lynn's Patreon. This one I paid for $5 a month. I get 2 images per month, sometimes 3. Plus you also, if you're a Patreon, you also get, sometimes she'll send you coupons and discounted things and let you know what books are coming out. She has a pet book coming out soon, so and it's looking really cute from the sketches that she's shown. This one is called Dolly Valentine, which I like. So this is a Patreon image. I did get the Whimsy Curls from the Archives book in PDF format. This one also is a Deborah Mueller book. This is a, what is it? This is from Nature God. I did pick the purple hair because my niece is like wanting me to do a purple haired girl. So she always wants me to do a purple haired girl. This one, I used a lot of glitter on this one. I do a lot of handling this month. This is a mandala. I know a lot of people are like, you don't do a lot of mandalas. That's not entirely true, but I'll tell you the stats actually. I did a lot this month, more than I thought I did. So this one I did with my Coloring Gel pens, some Copic markers, some budget-friendly markers. This one comes from Color in Heaven, Mindful Mandalas, Dreamy Romance is the issue. When I buy the Color in Heaven mandalas, I don't actually buy them in the magazine. I buy them in the PDF format. So if I ever want to do the mandala again, I can do it differently, per se. So these are the PDFs. I have a total of 10 PDFs this month. Now this is also a Hannah Lynn one. This is a from her Patreon as well. This is this one. This has a lot of glitter in it. Like, you don't see it when they do it, but when you put them up, they do have a lot of glitter. This one, I'm too happy with the skin, but because my markers were a little dead and needed to be refilled. So this is the mid Patreon February 2024 image. This is Crystal and Miku. So that's where that image comes from. So I put them in sheets because then when I put them away, I can just put them in the binder. This was a color. This came from one of the Facebook groups. This was a freebie from one of the Facebook groups that I'm in, and this is from Saul Flores Jr. I call it the Castle freebie. So Saul Flores Jr. sometimes he submits stuff, and if you go to the Facebook groups, you get some freebies there. So I'm part of a lot of different freebies. So I used markers in this one, basically. Mixed up some of my budget-friendly ones. I don't have a whole lot of my budget-friendly ones left. So I'm using the case that the budget-friendly ones, and I'm putting my Copics in there, and then they'll be all sorted in order. So at least 168, because I have about, I think, 190 Copics markers in total. That's what I'm like, I think, or close to 200. Many I have, but I do have a lot. So probably end up getting the whole set of Copics at some point, I think. At some point, I will have 300 and something, I think. And at that point, then I'll just be buying the refill. So, I just buy the Copic markers as I need them. Sometimes I buy them in 6. I always try to, if I'm going to buy the Copics, I try to buy them in 6 or more because then you get the discount, So I try to buy more than one Copic if need be, But sometimes that doesn't happen. Sometimes I just buy them one at a time with the ink refill. So, but if I ever see them in the store and I want to buy them and I have an ink refill, then I'll buy them in the store. But this one is an old PDF that I never finished. This was actually for Pink October. The illustrator is Sabine de Griff. I bought it a while back. She was raising money for cancer awareness, and this is why it's called Pink October. So you see the little pink butterfly, the little red ribbon here. This is actually 2 reds that faded, so in my budget-friendly marker. So this pink here and this little red here are the budget-friendly markers. So I did this with Copics, budget-friendly markers, the lips. The lips were a problem. I don't know why, but the lips did not come out well, and I had to fix the lips with pencil just to give it a little bit of texture. But you can see that I did this really nicely with all the red flowers. Like on camera, this doesn't really show up as well. Like they're much more red. Like when you take them out, the plastic, you see that they're a little bit more red and orangey. So they came out a little more orangey than I would have liked. So some colors in red, some reds don't do as well. So let's go to top 10. I only did 5 from my top 10 list. So Mandalas by Sally Berry. I did 2 of them. I'm doing 5 to 6 a month if I want to finish this book this year, but this month happened, so I did this on the 10th. I did this with my budget-friendly markers. So what I've been doing sometimes, because sometimes I want to get rid of sometimes I have so few budget-friendly markers left that I decide to, I'm going to just color them in with what I have and then do that. So this one I did on the 10th. Yeah, and sometimes, I don't even understand this, but some of my markers have been doing what I call the yellowing, even after I put a piece of paper in there. So then I did this too, with a bunch of my budget-friendly markers. I did this last night. This is, 227.24. I did this last night. So I did 2 in there. I know the stats actually for this month. I actually did a lot more this month than I did last month. But I also think because I had a little bit more time to do things. Plus, I'm doing my laundry right now. My laundry is being done right now, so I have clothes in there. And then in the next one, this is called Cute and Creepy Coloring Book by Kameliya de Erico. I did this. I finished this double page. I did both these pages back to back. So as you can see, and I used a pastel, an oil pastel, the Pentel oil pastels for this. I did this with the same pastel, the background. So yeah, like the background I did in blue. Let me tell you something, using the pastels is a lot of work and they go on my hand a lot when I work them. So I'm not really a big fan of them. I do like the finished result. So I'm not sure what I want to do with this one because I still have these two to finish in here. So, you start them, you stop them, you start them, you stop them. You're never entirely finished with them. See, even though I like this one, I think what I'm going to do is even though I want this to match, I think I'm going to make it a purple. I'm not sure if I'm going to make the rest of the background purple or if I'm going to match it. I mean, if I match it, it comes out looking a little bit more uniformal, but I'm thinking maybe purple background, but we'll see. We're not sure. Maybe like a purple like this to make it a little bit more red. So I'm not entirely 100% sure. Hey, KDC. So that was one of my top 10s. Yeah, we like to do top 10s. So this one is from the top 10 book. This is Intricate Flowers. I only managed to finish one of these. So this is one I finished. I like this. This was done with markers. I'm going to show you one that I'm doing in progress. This one I'm doing in progress. So this is kind of fun to do because it's a progress book. So I'm probably going to make these yellow and orange again just to have them in their uniformal colors. Yeah, I'm probably going to do this in yellow and orange. I don't have this yellow anymore. That's the problem. I ran out of this yellow, so I'm going to have to use the Copics to finish it because I ran out of this color in the budget-friendly marker. Yeah. That's what happens with budget-friendly. Sometimes you run out of things. So this is a work in progress. So as you guys can see, I still have all this to do. So maybe in March we'll do more. So I have all these pages to do still for the finish. So I always try to do more than one page in the top 10 books because it's always so hard to get them done. Moon Magic. Moon Magic. This book I got a 5 and below last year. So this is on the top 10 to finish. I think I can finish it because it's smaller pictures and they're clip art basically. So I finally finished this one. This was a long time whip. Same as this one, a long time whip done. And this is the new one. This is the new one I did. This is the only one that was new this month because the other two had been whips for a while. So knock out those whips, they call. So I still have this page. Didn't exactly do this book in order. So this is a whip. This should be called my other whip book. I have another one in the back that's a whip. See, then I have this one. This one. To do so. I have a few more to do in this book. This is one of the books that is on our list to finish, so I'm really looking forward to that. Yeah, YouTube picks my hand, so. Ivy. We all know how much Grace loves Ivy. So, and guys, we did this part on live stream, this one on live stream. Then we finished, then I did this off camera, so I was really happy with that one. Then we did this double page spread. I consider this a double page spread. So this one was a lot of pencils and different colors, schemes. And then I'll show you what I'm working on. Right now I'm working on this one. I am working currently on this one for Ivy. So when I do Ivy, I always put a page behind everything I'm working on. So you can see it's some gel pens in there. And so I'm working on this one, and this has some gel pens in it. So I'm doing this with gel pens and pencils. So it's going to look nice when it's done. You know what I mean? So it's one of these. This book is a little hard because it's like you got to try and do. Some of them are double page, some of them are solos. You know. So I'm like, when I do one, I always try to do it in a way that I'm like, okay, what color can go here? What color can go here? Do I want this to be gel pen? Do I want this to be pencil? So for this book, it's a little bit more tricky. So, these pages take a while to do, but they come out really nice. I actually might keep this in my house. I'm thinking if I ever finish this book, I'm going to keep it and then just use it as a storybook for the kids. So this is one book that I would keep. Which I was going to give it to the kids, but I think the kids would be, it's so young, they don't really have the age appreciation yet for it. Everything is like, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll give it to them when they're a little bit older and appreciate it more. So then, here's Fairy Tales coloring book by Emile de Oberbrook. Now, if I ever finish this book, I'm not keeping it. It's just, it takes up a lot of space. I find the pictures okay, but I don't find them like, they just don't rivet me like they used to. So then I finished. This is a long time whip. We finally finished this one. I should call this the long time whip book. I have like tons and tons of whips. This also has been a long time whip. Finally finished this one with colored pencils. This has been a work of love. I have finally finished this one because I used many different medias. I used gel pens, colored pencils, metallic pens. I do not know which gel pens I used over the years for this because I've used many different pens over the years. So as you can tell, I have some gel pens. I have some metallic stuff here. I have some colored pencils here. So this has always been one of those books. Now this is a work in progress. This one. This is a finished one. This is also a whip that I started. So this one is not done. So you guys can tell that I've been doing some work in this book. So it's not like this. This is also a whip. I don't remember what pencils I use for this. Hence why you see different colors in this thing. But we try to come up with the closest colors we can. Another whip. A whip I started a while back. Don't remember what I was doing with it. Another new whip. This is what I call my work in progress book. Started. An old one. Oh, whip in progress. I might make these 2 pages blue in the background. So, these are whips. So, as you guys can tell, I do this book. See, this book is a little, because I don't remember everything I did. Same thing with some of my Kirby images. I don't remember everything I did in my Kirby books. And I'll read you the stats at the end of the stream. Hardcovers. We did our hardcovers this year. Our hardcovers. So you guys know that I love hardcovers. Since I did the Am Stokes flip through in the beginning of the book. So I did one from Love Letter by Momo Girl. I did this one. I did an ode to pink, purple, salmon pink. This is a pinkish orange. This is salmon pink. We use Prismas. We use Colors, Black Widows on this one. So I used a lot of different colors and combinations for Love Letter. So this is the small Momo hardcover book, as we call it. We did finish one today this month. So Tales from Atlantis. This also counts for Color Your Hoard. We did this on live stream. I remember we did this on live stream. Yes, we did this on a live stream. This is one of the books we did in our live stream. For those who remembered it, and approximately, according to my stats, we did 6 live streams, and the 6th is this one that we did this month. So we did a lot more live streams than you think we did. I'd actually have the stats for that this month. So yeah, this month was actually a good month. We actually did this also on a live stream. We did that out in the dining room table, the live stream. I think that day something was going on in the room and I couldn't stream in here for some reason. So, and I have to have light on before 4 p.m. From 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. is when they charge us the most money to have our lights on. So yeah, it's always something weird here. So we did this one on live stream. Yep. And 2/13/24 live stream colored pencils, gel pens. Yep. That's what we did there. So I originally thought it was this one. That one that I did, right? See, I did this one, so I'll probably write over it. Thinking it was that one, so I'll probably have to do this one then. At some point I'm going to do this one. But I have no idea how I'm going to do this one eventually. I hate when I do that. Yeah, I know. I have clothes to do, laundry to do today. So the next one we did, the next two. This was also on live stream. We did this Twilight Garden. We did this on a live stream as well. We did 2 of them. This was the second one we did with colored pencils. And then we did this one, I remember that day first. So we did this with gel pens, colored pencils. We did a lot of different things that day with our pencils. So yeah, because I think it's like, you notice I did a lot of hearts this month. Yeah, I know. I did a lot of hearts this month, or heart-shaped light books. Now we go to Miss Finish page. This book is finally done, everybody. Yay! We did 8 this month. So who wants to see the flip through of this? Well, if you guys want to see the flip through, I'll show you the thing. Like I don't do this or this. So we finished this book. So yeah, but you know what it is? I brought in one more book. I got one, and then I'm getting 2, Color in Heavens, because you know what they did Color in Heaven this month. On the subject of Color in Heaven, the reason why you didn't see anything from Angels and Demons this month is because they didn't deliver my book. So I made a complaint. They say they will be delivering my book along with the new issue, the mushroom one. So my Angels and Demons one. So I'm gonna do a flip through of this one. This was all done with marker, so this is the finished flip through. So I've had this book for about 2 years, so I'm really happy that we finished this book, so I can finally get rid of this book. It's not that I don't like the book, it's just because it takes up space, and then, you know, I could go and be coloring another book, spend some time doing that. The color by numbers are cute. They're not like my favorite thing to do, but sometimes I just want something very easy and simple, and I just want to color. So that's really what I use this book, and I use this book to play around with things. I also changed some of the hair colors that they recommended because I didn't like their hair color choices. Why can't I get the sticky? Sometimes I get a little sticky. You know, when you use markers, sometimes the markers stick. I don't know why that happens on some of the Color Questopia books. Like this one, I changed the hair color. I didn't like the hair color. So you guys are getting a finished flip through of this book. I was going to make it a separate video, but I don't think I'm going to do that. The book, the one that was supposed to be the Sasha Banks Mermaid, or Mercedes Monet, as she's now known. So Dude, that's nice. I like that one. You guys are getting a finished picture of this one. So then comes the last 8 of, I did 8 in this book. So there was a lot of pages in this one. We finished this one. I'm not sure if I showed this one last month or not. So we did this one. I had problems with this because my marker started running dry in this one. We did this one. This one is the cover one. Yeah, I don't do, it doesn't, you ever notice how your pages never look like the cover pages? These are the bonus ones. Yeah, they do, some of the bonus ones are like this. So, and this kind of annoys me when they do that. I understand that they want to promote their other books. So this was all done with markers. So then they did this, and then this is another one they did like this. This was the book, yes. My dryer just finished. So after this is done, I'll be doing some laundry. I already have a load in, and then on my dryers. Oh yes, they got fixed. The wash and dryer finally got fixed after months of not having it. So we did this. This came out nice. I didn't do any of the other stuff in the book, so that was 8 in total in that, and this is now a finished book, so I can put this now in the recyclables. I'm not keeping it. It's just I have space constraints that make that almost impossible to keep everything. And this is the original version of Po Drugi Strone Snu. I'm 50-50 on whether I'm going to keep this book if I ever finish it or not. Like, I know I'm going to keep Ticket to Dreams. So we did one double page spread in that, and I did this. Now, this is originally all black and white, but I decided to color this. So, and I colored this with a lot of different pencils. I did this with Prismas, Colors, Black Widows, Holbeins. So keep that in mind. And when I do these books, do them in the way. I got to erase this because all of the red stuff, it doesn't look too bad on camera, but I got to erase some of the stuff that came on it. So sometimes when you do these books, if you go too hard, the pencils go into the other page. So just keep that in mind. Some books do that. Another one. Now, these are not my top. These are not the normal books. Then we get 101 Unique Mandalas by Kameliya Angelkova. Oh, I have a problem with names lately. So this one is this one. So this one I did really nice. Also, I have some gel pen. You guys don't really see the gel pen unless I move it up close. So this one I did. I like the gel pen on it. My mother goes, "Oh, I really like that. Too bad that's in a book. I'm not tearing it out of the book for her." I mean, I could, but then the binding will be all messed up on the book, you know? So someone asked me, would I keep this if I'm finished? I'm 50-50 again on that. You know, some books, I know I'm not keeping everything, but now here's an oldie that you don't see too often. This is from my Chinese coloring book. This is, what is this one? This is Chinese Ancient Beauty by Zhan Yi. Yes, on some of them, I wrote the title on some of the Chinese books because I couldn't remember the name of the book, so I had to translate it through Google Translate. So I did this one. I did this one with Holbein's, Black Widows, Prismas, and Color pastels. This here is a Color pastel, that's pink. This is a Prisma. This is a Black Widow. The skin was done, of course, with Prismas. The background was done with the mountains here. The rocks here were done with Holbein's. The Color orange here was done with the black. This was done with Black Widow. This was done with the Color. So we used a couple of different pencils on this. So I do, on occasion, go through my Chinese books because I thought it would be an interesting thing to do. Erie, World Literature by Erie. I had to use the Google Translate button on this one. So we did this one. So this is the one that I did. Some of you guys know I did this one. So They have a table of contents, but I'm like, I can't even read the table of contents. So I'm like, I had to go to the table of contents and then go to my Google Translate to get the title. And this one is called The North Wind and Sun, and it comes from Aesop Fable. So I had to use that in there. So, and I used, what did I use? Prismas, Black Widows, and I think Sohos. Yeah, and Sohos. The Sohos have a problem with this pencil, this book, for some reason, so I won't be using them going forward. And then I started this one, which is The Fox, and this is an Aesop Fable. This is The Fox and the Stork. You notice that I put little notes on them because I don't remember the fairy tales otherwise, so keep that in mind. I put that in there so it will be easier for me, as you can tell. So I'm probably going to do a light pink background on the background for that. So we haven't figured out what we're going to do. I think this one is the tortoise and the hare. Yeah, this is the tortoise and the hare, which is one I really want to do. And I think there's a Heidi in there. So I don't know this fairy tale. I have to look at these fairy tales because I don't know them. I think this is the boy who looked too long at his reflection. So this one. There have a lot of fairy tales in this one that I don't know. A lot of literature I don't know. So I have to try and remember what the literature is and when I look it up. Gnome, sweet gnome. I'll give you some of the stats. 25 coloring books, 10 PDFs this month. So 52 pages, 52, what was the thing here? One finished coloring book, 25 books, 10 PDFs, 52 pictures, 42 pictures from books, 10 from PDFs. And including this live stream, 6 live streams during this month. So that is a good amount of stats. If anybody was wondering about the stats. So this is by Teresa Goodridge. And we did this one. This one took me a little bit of time to do. So we used Prismas Colors, Holbeins, and the new pencils, the Finding the Lost Girl pencils, or the Hepschen pencils as they're known. So, Evelyn Colors actually bought the Hepschen pencils based on my recommendations, and she actually used them in one of her videos. Actually, I was really surprised by that, and I got a shout out. So, to Evelyn, thank you for that shout out. I appreciate it. So she did shout me out on one of her videos, so I do appreciate that. Then we get the Spring Scenes coloring book by Teresa Goodrich. Now, I didn't put links down below to any of my stuff, so I'll probably do that later after the stream is over, because it was like, I just wanted to stream, and sometimes, you spend so much time doing that, it takes away, and you're like, oh, why did you do this? So this is kind of a combo picture. So this is part markers, part pencil. So I finished in pencils. This was a long time whip, so I decided, you know what, I'm going to finish it. It needs to be finished. And then we did another whip that I had been doing for a while in this book. So, but yeah, this was a month of finishing up whips. Oh no, this was a new one I did actually. Actually, this one was a new one I did. I decided to make it a little bit of colors, do a lot of different colors, and do some things I wanted to do with the colors. So, you see, I kind of did you could kind of say these are fall colors, and you can kind of say these are spring colors, like the changing of the seasons in a way, to make them look like, all the seasons are changing in a way. So, and I really enjoyed doing the bird picture. I didn't think I'd enjoy doing a bird, but I really did enjoy doing a bird. I have similar birds by my house that look less similar to this, so they come in various colors. So that kind of gave me the idea for it. Now, I have a couple of things going on in this book. So this is green portraits. So I'm going to show you, I've done a couple of things in this one. So this is a whip I'm working on, so it's not entirely done, and I don't remember the pink I used. I'm going to have to go back and find that pink. Should have finished that. But this one I did. This was a really nice one. I really like it a lot. Kind of like a Valentine's Day one. So this was the one I finished. There's one I was working on here. There was another one I was working on, and I can't remember where it was. That's interesting. I don't see the other one I was working on. Maybe it was a PDF I was working on. So I thought that was really nice. I only finished the one, but eventually I think I will finish the other one. And the cutest little book. And then we did a cute little book. Yay! Oh, who hasn't seen this in a while? Yeah, I know that last year they had a Morgan O'Brien coloring thing where they were trying to finish the book, and I didn't join in on that. So I finished 2 long-term whips on this one. I had this one for a long time. Yes, I've been drinking a lot of water, Rec Pause. So we're doing a finished pages video. So we did this one. This has been one of that I've been working on for a really look one. So then we did. And then this one that I had for a long time, and I was like, how am I going to finish it? So I decided to make the stars. I put some little, as you guys can see, I put some glitter in here to make it stand out. And I put some, the dragonfly made him glittery as opposed to everything else here. So you can see that I did a lot of greens in this one. So I did that one. So this is a really little book. And someone asked me, would I keep this one? This one I would keep because I like the pictures and it's cute. This one I would keep. How could I go without doing a Jade Summer? So this is Kawaii Grayscale coloring book. I did this one. I thought this would be a cute one for Valentine's Day too. So since it's February and the month of love, I thought, oh, I got to do one of these. This is just too cute to do one, not do one. So I only did one in that. Winter Cheese. I'm probably going to not work in this book again till Christmas in July because a lot of these books are Christmas themes or winter themes. So you guys can tell I don't have many left. I think I have like 8 or 9 left. So I did this one in the beginning of the month. I thought this one was really cute. I just love this cute style by Alexandra Fernice. I think they're adorable. Everything in this book is adorable. So you guys know that I started one in here, finished. So eventually, I think we'll save out these for Christmas in July, the last ones, and then did this one. As you can tell, my ink dried up on this one, unfortunately. So this is what happens with markers. Sometimes they dry up. So I only did 2 in Winter Chibis. So I don't have that many left in it, but I'm going to save them for July, for Christmas in July. Now, the last 4 books are all Coloring Heavens. Yeah, I did one from annual 2019. I've been going back in this book a little bit here and there. So I did one from White Stag. Now, how many of you know that I don't really color a whole lot of White Stags, but this one, I don't know why, this one just spoke to me. And when I thought of it, I look at the scarecrow, the little, this is supposed to be the dog, this is supposed to be the Tin Man, the tornado. And then I look at this and I'm thinking Dorothy. So I'm thinking Wizard of Oz when I think of this. So this is like a compilation. So this was from 2019 where they did the best designs. So I don't really get the annuals anymore because, if you're on subscription, to me, the annuals are really for people who don't get the magazines and maybe they just want a sampler and they just don't want to spend the money on them. Next one, we did this one on a live stream. This is the Alice in Wonderland special by Eva Nick-Kuhn. Now, Eva Nick-Kuhn has a new Color in Heaven collection one. It's the Robin Hood one. I'm not going to get it. I think the art is fine. It's just not, it doesn't, that particular tale does not appeal to me in a way. So you see, we did this one on camera. This one was done with colored pencils, gel pens. You see all the greens. I made the greens into like spades, but I didn't make them into black with gel pens. Now, someone says I should have made it black and red, but I'm like, it's St. Patrick's Day. I thought blue, and like sometimes I don't want to go traditional. Sometimes I want to do my own thing, and I think this one really came out really nice on our live stream. So, sometimes you just want to do something different. Then I did one from Mysterious Woman Special by Maud Lemoyne. That's just their Color in Heaven one. Got damaged in shipping, so I don't mind too much. I did this one. So that was a really fun one to do. And I wanted to do a Christine Karen one, but I was like trying to find my books, and they're all over the place. So I decided to use this one because this one has the Christine Karen one in it. So I did this one with the fawn. I did this with colored pencils. This was all colored pencils, no gel pens, no markers. I just wanted to do a colored pencil one. So what pencils did I use? I used Black Widow's Prismas, Finding the Lost Soul pencils, I think. And I used my Lyra Rembrandts. I used my Lyra Rembrandts for this green here. And for the deer, I used the Lyra Rembrandts for the deer. I almost never take those out. Those are expensive pencils to replace. They're not cheap by any means. So that's what I did this month. So how many of you guys have enjoyed this stream? I have enjoyed this stream immensely, guys. I hope you have enjoyed me enjoy my colorings for the week. So I know we did, according to my book here, and I did put it in a spreadsheet to come up with the totals. So here are the totals, if anybody's curious. We did 6 live streams, if you include this one. We did 1 finished coloring book, 25 books, 10 PDFs, which equal 35, 52 pictures. 42 of them were from books, 10 from PDFs. Now, I put this all in a spreadsheet, in an Excel file. So, when I do it, I go like this. So it's just from my first 2 months. Right, and then I have the top. Before I even started the year, I selected my top 10 books, which is Ivy and the Inky Butterfly, 300 Mandalas by Sally Berry, Fairy Tales by Emily Lee Hall, Cute and Creepy by Kameliya. Oh, and this is not all I do. I have, and I'll see what else I do too. Cute and Creepy. The Art of Mandala Volume 1, which I have a mandala in progress, but I didn't finish that. Fragile World, I did not get to this month. Realistic Portraits, I did not get to. Intricate Portrait, Flowers, I did not get to. Magical Fairies this month. And Moon Magic by Chartwell Books. I also have a spreadsheet which shows all my coloring books on a big list. So right now, I'm up to 468 coloring books. Now, 2 of those coloring books haven't arrived, which is 466. But 2 of those coloring books are the new Coloring Heaven magazines. And then I took out the Mermaid Sea of Color, and I added the Anne Stokes book, which made that 468 books. Plus, I also have a spreadsheet that tracks my PDF books. And right now, I have approximately about 300. I have close to about 310 PDF coloring books, and that's not even including the freebies I get, the Patreon stuff. So keep that in mind too, and that doesn't even include Facebook freebies. I don't have one for my diamond paintings. I haven't been diamond painting, and I would like to get back to doing that, but right now things are okay. So I hope you guys, so that's what I do. I have a spreadsheet that tracks things. Like I track everything, and then I have a tab for my finished books. In 2023, I finished 6 coloring books. This year, I've only finished 1 so far. So we are making good progress here on that. So we are doing a pretty good stats as far as this. So, I did want to do a Christine Karen image. And so to me, that Christine Karen image, was a good one to do because I don't normally do this book, but some books, the paper and the color in heaven books, one of the things like in the older books, I can use markers, but sometimes I don't choose to use markers in some of the older books. Like for me, I'd like to try and learn how to do, my grayscale. When I color with pencil with grayscale, depends on the book. Like there's some grayscale in here, and you can still color grayscale with pencils. It's just that you have to know which pencils work best with which paper. And some pencils don't work well with certain paper. Like I find that my Sohos do not work well in these books. For whatever reason, they do not work well with grayscales. They do not work well in the color in heaven. But they work fine in some of harder, the hardcover books. It just depends on what you do. I didn't even get to do a picture from Nicholas Filbert this month. I didn't get to do one from Mardell Rubio this month. There's a lot of things I wanted to finish this month, but I didn't get around to doing them, and I'm okay with that because you know what? This is meant to be fun. It's not meant to have to be crazy. So Plus, I write everything down and then I make a spreadsheet. You can see that I make editorial changes. Sometimes I repeat stuff because sometimes when I'm entering it in the Excel, one of the things I like about doing everything in an Excel is if you repeat something, oh, wait a minute, you already wrote that in here. So then you did it wrong, You're like, oh, stupid me. So you could tell I have a notebook. I had a notebook for 2022 and 2023. So this will probably be 2024 and 2025. Yeah, I did do that. But we're doing the stats now in the after party. So I really have enjoyed this. I hope you guys have enjoyed this too. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy. I'm also doing laundry too. So it's like, I'm doing a couple of things because, from 4 to 9, I'm not supposed to really use my electricity that much because they like charge you a really high rate over here if you use your thing between 4 and 9, because that's when a lot of us are home. So, so I hope you guys have enjoyed this and everybody stay safe, stay healthy. So hopefully, I probably won't be on tomorrow. I might be on Saturday or Sunday, if anything. So everybody stay safe, stay healthy, wash your hands, wear a mask if you feel unsafe. Bye, everybody.